Hey there everyone, Captain Beards here, bringing you another Langrisser mobile video. Let's get it. Alright guys, so this is going to be a very quick video because I did cover this in my last channel, but since this is my newer channel I thought I'd cover it so that way you guys could just have a heads up of what's going on and if you should summon on the new Twilight Lullaby banner. Now in my very first video I did do a summon on this banner, and as you guys know, if you go watch the video, that was a very painful video, and I did not enjoy that at all. I do have Trinity vouchers, so I am going to be doing another summoning video after this video. So this is just going to be should you summon. Now the answer is a yes and a no, really depending on your box and if you like the heroes themselves. Like me, I absolutely love Zoraida. I think she looks phenomenal. Wrong thing there. Let's go into the gallery here. I think she looks phenomenal. Her whole style, her story, I think is so freaking cool. Her final classes too. I mean, look how polar opposites these are. You got one that's just like, okay, she's badass here, and then just even more demonic a badass here, right? And then on top of that, even Juggler himself, I mean, look at those final classes on Juggler, right? He's going to start as a nice little cute little furry here, and then he just becomes these crazy demonic forces of awesomeness here. So if you really like how the characters look, then yeah, go for it. I mean, yeah, go for the summon and stuff like that, because sometimes it's not about the stats of the heroes and stuff like that. Sometimes you guys just want to summon because you're collectors. If you are a collector like myself, then you know, then it's like that itch that like, man, I really want these units. They look freaking cool. I don't care if they're bad, they just look freaking cool and I want them. All right, so now we're gonna get into a little bit more of the stats, right? So Zoraida is gonna be your assassin, right? She's gonna be pretty much your diehard. If you do not have any assassins, and by that I mean if you do not have diehard, if you do not have who else, Kirikaze, Silver Wolf, those types of units, and you do have a lot of Meteor Strike units, so I'll go into Angelina here. If you have a lot of Meteor Strike units, then you might want to go ahead and go for Zoraida, right? Zoraida is the Meteor Strike unit leader, right? So if you have a lot of these units here and you have no other place to put them, for instance, I have Angelina, I have Diehard, I have Cherry, Silverwolf, Kirikaze, I have all these units here, and say if I do not have any Princess Faction units, then I might want to go for Zoraida just because I can run the Meteor Strike team, which is a very strong assassination team, right? I call it the Assassin's Creed team, thanks to one of my subscribers. You are the best. But besides that, that's why you would go for Zoraida if you really want that assassin DPS damage dealing role. She is part of the Meteor Strike faction and the Dark Reincarnation faction, which I will show you guys right here, so she can partner up really well with your girl Alana here, right? So she is part of the Dark Reincarnation faction, which is also a very strong faction for the girl too. She's not the leader in this, so you do have the leader Bozo here, which is pretty nice, and this team here is extremely solid too. Very, very, very solid, very deadly actually. So Zoraida, go for her if you really like the unit, or if you feel like you know what, I want to run an assassin team. I want to run that sneak attack kind of squad, kind of get in there, do lots of crit damage, and kind of get out. Then that's your girl. Now onto Juggler, because a lot of you guys have been asking about Juggler. Juggler is your furry of the summon animation. He's kind of frowned and looked off to the side because a lot of people really are looking at Zoraida and really want her. But I was looking into Juggler's kit, and he's a very freaking strong tank. His tanking abilities are extremely clean, extremely nice. It does suck because he's only part of one team, which is going to be your Origins of Light team. So I'll go into here, which is going to be your Origins of Light team. He does carry a fusion power buff for that team. So let me actually bring up the character charts here so you can see them in person here. I'll be right back. Alright, so we're in the character page here for our boy Juggler. So as you can see, his stats are not crazy high. So it says here, I don't really look at this too much just because he actually does have good defenses. So he's very tanky. His HP is very nice, but like I said, I don't really like to look at that too much. But what he offers is absolutely incredible. He offers a wide variety of choices. So not only does he have one path or two paths, he actually has three paths that he can go into, and they're all extremely solid for what I'm looking at. Now his path here, which is going to be the Bichimos, whatever the hell that is. Alright, I don't know if they may have changed it in the game or not. Alright, that's going to be the one that carries the Origin buff. So you could read in the game what the Origins buffs does and stuff like that. But if you do not have Diehard and you do not have any other unit that can buff the Origin of Light team, then it's pretty straightforward. Go for this role here and get that buff, because that team is actually nice. It's really strong. But if you do have Diehard and you already have the Origin of Light buff, then you can have these other choices, which is going to be the Hydra and the Behemoth. But it's really about personal preference, because at the end of the day, with your boy here, he's really a tank. That's really what he is. All these paths I noticed from, I was reading into these. I don't really want to read them again because that's going to be a long video. He's just a tank. So just go by which one that you feel like, oh man, that would kind of suit me a little bit best, because you got to look at the soldiers too. I mean, this is Demon here, Demon, and this is Sea and Fire here. And this is going to be Flyer and Lancer here. So that's another thing to take into consideration when choosing his path. So with our boy Juggler, very solid unit. Build him like a tank. He's going to be a very strong tank on the Origins of Light team. Unfortunately, only having that one faction means he can only be on that team. But he does carry his own fusion power. So that means he can actually be ran on any team. Just make sure he kicks off his fusion power buff. So should you guys summon on the brand new banners for Juggler here and for Zoraida? Me personally, I feel like it's a yes, just because these units are freaking solid. And when it comes to units that have their own fusion powers, because they both have their own fusion powers, it's a yes for me, just because they can carry their own fusion powers. So initially they can actually be on any team just because they can buff themselves, right? Yes, that does waste a turn, but still, put them on the back line, let them buff themselves, and then get them in there, which is pretty cool. Anyways, guys, it's your boy Captain BEARDZ. Look forward to the next video, because it is the summoning video. Peace out.